right, guys. So we all remember last year in November, the San Antonio Spurs dealt with some scary news involving Greg Popovich, right? He suffered a stroke last November, and thankfully he was able to recover, and he's currently rehabbing has been away from the team since November, I believe. And yeah, man, but some crazy and disappointing news actually came out today involving Spurs Victor Wembanyama. And the headline reads: The Spurs are shutting down Victor Wembanyama over a blood clot in I think it's his left shoulder or his right shoulder. So let's get into this article, this sad article, right? The San Antonio Spurs Victor Wembanyama is expected to miss the remainder of the season with deep vein thrombosis in his right shoulder. The Spurs said in a statement that the condition, a form of a blood clot, was discovered after Wembanyama returned to San Antonio after the All-Star game. The condition is typically treated with blood-thinning medication, which usually precludes a player from participating in a contact sport such as basketball. And we all know, like, basketball is just a game, right? We love the NBA. You know, we're all fans of the NBA. But when it comes to your health, I mean, nothing else matters, right? So it says, Wembanyama started feeling symptomatic recently, but believed he would feel better after 2 days off following the All-Star game. When symptoms persisted, Wembanyama underwent a battery of tests that showed the clot. And thankfully, it could have been worse, right? I think it's really good that, you know, the Spurs staff and Wembanyama, you know, they actually undergone tests to see what was wrong, because this could have easily turned into something serious if it wasn't, you know, caught immediately. And, you know, good thing that it did, right? It says a team source told ESPN that the Spurs are optimistic that Wembanyama will make a full recovery by the beginning of the 2025-26 season, which is good news, right? Quote, "It's tough," Spurs point guard Chris Paul said. "Tough more than anything. I think for all of us, knowing how much he means to our team, but more so knowing how much he means to the game and how much he loves to play." Yeah, Wembanyama he's going to be the face of the NBA, and you know what he brings defensively and offensively. This guy's a generational talent, and you know it's a huge blow for the Spurs, who are sitting at 11th, I think 12th in the Western Conference. It's a tough Western Conference. Who knows? Maybe if Victor was still healthy, they probably could have made a run into play-in, but who knows? Anything could have happened. But here we are. Wembanyama, the reigning Rookie of the Year and a first-time All-Star this season, was averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a league-leading 3.8 blocks in 46 games for the 23 and 29 Spurs. So, and another thing that sucks about this, guys, is Victor Wembanyama was the front runner to win the Defensive Player of the Year, and I think because of this injury, I think he's below the 65 game requirement for the award. Am I tripping? Let's check this out. Let me see. Did I save this post? I think I saved this post. There was a post I saw. I'm pretty sure. Hey, there we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. So because of this injury, let me move the screen for you guys. Because of this injury, Victor is now ineligible to win Defensive Player of the Year based on the 65 game requirement, right? So he was averaging 3.8 blocks per game this season, which was the highest mark in the NBA since the 98-99 season. This is what Victor Wembanyama brings to the Spurs, right? Like, this guy is otherworldly. And he was a minus 2,000 favorite to win Defensive Player of Defensive Player of the Year. So this sucks, man. So it may look like Jaren Jackson Jr. just, you know, he caught some luck, right? So yeah, man, it sucks to see that Wembanyama will not get that Defensive Player of the Year award, which would have been his first, because of his injury. But check this out, guys. Just to show you the impact that Wembanyama provides on the defensive end. Victor Wembanyama's opponent shot 41% this season when he was the closest defender, which is the lowest in the NBA, which is that's pretty insane, man. But I'm veering off. Let's get back to the article. The team said in a statement that updates on Wembanyama's condition will be provided as appropriate. Quote, "I think everybody understands that basketball is what we do and not who we are," Paul said. "So life and everything is so much more important, but for us, we know losing a big part of our team like that is made up for by committee. And trust me, you can't replace Vic. I can't stand on a guy's shoulders and block every shot that comes to the rim." Aside from his basketball ability, his charisma and what he brings into the locker room, I think, is what we will miss the most. Yeah, man. huge blow for the San Antonio Spurs, man. Let's see if we can find some stats. Here we are. So his first 2 seasons, right? He was the first player in NBA history with 100 3-point field goals and 100 blocks in each of his first 2 seasons, which to me, that's unprecedented, right? It's unprecedented. Like, and Victor hasn't even scratched the surface of his prime yet. So this guy is definitely, and he's already putting up video game numbers. So you can only imagine when healthy, when he comes back next year, and obviously for years to come, what this guy can, what he will end up doing, right, in the league. Averages 24.3 points per game this season, second most by any player 7'3" or taller in NBA history, and obviously the 3.8 blocks per season. It leads the NBA by far. It's amazing. And he's now out for the season, so it sucks, man. It sucks. Let's check this out. Yeah, man, and he ranked first in major statistical categories for his team. He was first in points, first in rebounds, first in blocks, third in assists per game. Man, this is a huge blow for San Antonio Spurs fans and just NBA fans in general. You want to see the best players in the NBA, healthy and available out there to play and help their team win. But it's unfortunate, man. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. Obviously, this is going to be brutal news, but we'll hopefully he'll rehab, get much better for next year, and obviously. I'm pretty sure he'll have a lot to prove, especially the fact that he's not going to be winning this Defensive Player of the Year award. Honestly, he could have won it last year, but because he was a rookie, he didn't want to give it to him. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, this has been another episode of B-Ball Unlocked TV. I appreciate the support, and as always, I'm out.